Greetings, humans, Saiyans, and Namecs. I'd like to welcome you back to Crawford Farms Entertainment. Today we take a look at what would happen if my wife Bulma were to fight Barbie Roberts. Why are these two fighting? And more importantly, who would win? Stay tuned to find out.
Now, Bulma's in her lab. She's working diligently on her latest invention, a device capable of helping Goku to travel the multiverse. She promised Goku, and that promise echoed in her mind. She intended to help him train with mighty warriors like Jiren and hit whenever he desired. The complexity of her creation absorbed her entirely, until an abrupt door slam shattered the tranquility that she was experiencing. What in the world, she said to herself. She could now hear her son Trunks, the half-Saiyan prodigy and warrior, crying hysterically. His usual resolute demeanor now crumbled like a dam breached by emotions. What could be wrong, she wondered. Concern etched on her face as she approached her son's room. Through the door she could hear him sobbing and repeating, "Why? Why?" in an anguish that pierced her heart. Taking a deep breath, she steadied herself. She opened the door and gently asked, "Trunks, what's wrong, son?" Summoning the last vestiges of his Saiyan pride, Trunks tried to appear composed, wiping tears away from his face. Nothing, Mom." Unconvinced, she persisted. "Come on, Trunks. I've seen you take key blasts to your face from your dad and not look this upset. Tell me what's going on." Finally, Trunks confided in her. There was a new girl in his class, Chelsea, and they sat next to each other. Trunks had long been apprehensive about talking to her, considering her popularity and his own outsider status. Known for his mischievous pranks, he had been a frequent visitor to detention. But ever since Chelsea's arrival, he found himself changing for the better, trying to impress her without really admitting it. Bracing himself, he took the brave step of passing her a note, expressing his feelings and asking her to be his girlfriend. Yet in his nervousness, he misspelled the word girlfriend. When Chelsea read the note, an eruption of laughter ensued, cutting deep into Trunks' vulnerable heart. "What in the world is a girlfriend?" she said with a hearty laugh as he recounted the painful experience. Bulma's anger swelled, but she masked it very well. "What was this girl's name?" she asked calmly. "Chelsea," Trunks replied, his voice still laden with emotion. "No, what's her full name?" Bulma's tone sharpened. "I don't want you to do anything crazy. Why do you need her last name?" said Trunks. "What is it?" Bulma's voice now held a sense of urgency. "Roberts. Chelsea Roberts," Trunks revealed, holding back tears. Bulma's maternal instinct surged, and she swiftly found Chelsea's address using her computer skills. Determined to protect her son, she headed to the girl's home, uncertain of her intentions but unwilling to let anyone mistreat Trunks. Upon arrival, the sight of an overwhelmingly pink abode momentarily distracted her. Doubts crept in, contemplating whether this was the right course of action. Yet thoughts of Trunks' heartache propelled her forward. She knocked on the door and was greeted by a tall, blonde-haired girl. It was none other than Barbie Roberts. "Hello, how may I help you?" Barbie asked politely. "I would like to speak to your parents immediately," shouted Bulma. "They aren't at home right now." "May I ask what this is about?" said Barbie. "How old are you anyway, kid?" asked Bulma. "I just turned 18, announced Barbie proudly. "And you turned 18, Bulma said, mocking Barbie. "Well, I guess you're an adult, so you can tell your bratty little sister to stop picking on my son or she'll be sorry." Now, there's still a debate over what caused the following events to occur. Some say that Barbie hadn't had enough to eat and her blood sugar was low, and others say Bulma just had one of those faces that make you want to punch him. The reason really doesn't matter, but what happened was insane. Barbie drew back her fist and punched Bulma square in the mouth. "What did you call my sister?" she shouted. Once she regained her composure, she shot back, "What the heck is wrong with you, kid?" But Bulma couldn't finish her sentence before Barbie punched her in the gut, and as she was doubled over to hold her stomach, she was met with a vicious uppercut. As Bulma fell to the ground, she could hear Barbie taunting her. "Get up! Get up! You come over here talking trash about my little sister? You must be out of your mind." As Bulma lay there, she began weighing her options. "I could get up and apologize. I am the adult here, and I was in the wrong. Or I could try and fight someone who's just barely 18. She was leaning towards just walking away until Barbie pressed just the right button. "Get up, you creepy old hag," Barbie shouted. Suddenly, Bulma had an unbelievable surge of energy and sprang to her feet. She now had a crazed look in her eyes. "Who are you calling old?" she shouted. Now enraged, Bulma grabbed a handful of Barbie's hair and pulled her the rest of the way out of the house. With Barbie's hair still in hand, Bulma began landing vicious blows to her face. Barbie nimbly adjusted her position grabbed Bulma's wrist and attempted a flying armbar. Bulma, realizing what was about to happen, released the grip on her hair and pulled her arm back, hopping into a fighting stance. Bulma threw a punch, and Barbie dodged it and landed a hook to her body. Bulma then threw a kick, but Barbie blocked it. She was starting to realize that Barbie was in fact a very skilled fighter. Her mind began to race. What if this kid kills me? Or what if she calls the police? I am in the wrong. I could go to jail. I have to find a way to win this and get the heck out of here. Bulma let out a scream as if she was about to transform into a Super Saiyan. Like her husband, she used that noise as a distraction so she could lower her level and tackle Barbie to the ground. She can't weigh more than 100 pounds. Surely I can out-wrestle her, Bulma thought to herself. She managed to get Barbie on the ground and attempted to restrain her. Look, I don't want to fight anymore. I'll just leave. However, at this point, Barbie was in no state of mind to listen to reason. Bulma's words were met with a growl, followed by Barbie biting her hand. Barbie quickly sprang to her feet and unleashed a monstrous flurry of blows on the now stunned Bulma. Bulma could feel the light starting to go out. In fact, she did black out for a moment. She managed to free herself from the crazed Barbie and ran to her car, quickly locking the door. Barbie began frantically banging on the window, screaming, "Let me in, let me in." Now feeling safe and secure, Bulma breathed a sigh of relief and even started to taunt Barbie. "Bang all you want, you psycho, you're not getting in here." Bulma, now ready to depart, reached into her pocket to retrieve her keys, and to her surprise, she had dropped them. In fact, she could see the keys lying on the ground directly in front of the door where the epic beatdown had begun. Bulma watched in horror as Barbie continued to beat on the window. She banged, and Bulma could see a small crack that got longer with each strike. Bulma thought to herself, "I've faced monsters, dangerous beasts all across the galaxy, and now I'm about to be done in by a raging teenager." Just as the window was about to break, she realized that she had a communicator that could contact Whis. She activated the device, and within seconds, Whis arrived on the scene. Barbie, now stunned, her face turned white. She couldn't believe what she was seeing. "Excuse me, ma'am. I need to get into that vehicle," Whis said to Barbie. Barbie was too petrified to respond and simply stepped aside. Whis opened the door and sat down next to Bulma. "Oh my, you seem to have gotten yourself into quite the pickle," said Whis. "You think?" Bulma responded. "I need you to get me out of this," she said. "Well, you know I can't engage in any sort of physical altercation. Besides, she can't weigh more than 100 pounds. Can't you take her?" said Whis. Bulma shot him an irritated look. "Well, I can rewind time," he said. "Rewind time back to right before I called the kid a brat," she said. "Wait, what? You called her a what?" said Whis. "Never mind," he continued. Whis used his power to rewind time back to the moment when Bulma pulled up to the Roberts' residence. Bulma, now back in that moment, thought to herself, "What could I do differently this time? I know the parent isn't home. Maybe I should just turn around and go home myself. Besides, I know Trunks gets with mine anyway in the future. This chick is just a phase. Yep, that's what I'll do. I'll just go home, and then everything will be okay." She put the car in reverse and was about to leave when she thought to herself, "No, I should speak to Barbie. She is technically an adult. Things only got crazy when I called the little brat a brat. I'll avoid that and it'll all be fine." She got out of the car, walked up to the door. She was again greeted by Barbie Roberts. "Hello, how can I?" Barbie never got to finish that sentence. We really aren't sure what came over Bulma, but she punched Barbie right in the mouth. Barbie fell to the ground and Bulma took off towards her car, this time making sure she had her keys. She sped off and thought to herself, "I never told her who I was. I just won't go to Trunks' school for a while. There was no way I was going to let that chick get away with punching me in this beautiful face. And she called me a hag. She had it coming." Whis and Beerus watched the insane events unfold. Beerus erupted into uncontrollable laughter, and Whis just shook his head. "Maybe I should have let you destroy their planet."